Come on now. There we go. Okay. So, all right. Welcome, everybody, again to another episode of the Melee Monkeys with co-host Brashear.
Hello.
And tonight we have a wonderful guest. She is a lovely, lovely person and one of our really good healers, Septi.
Hooray. Hi.
She sounds really stoked because she's half dead. So.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to talk about what we did on Monday a little bit, and because it wasn't that significant, but I did some cool stuff, so I'm excited for that. And then we're going to talk about what we did on Tuesday a little bit, not too much. Again, nothing super sufficient happened. And tonight we did actually something important, so we're going to definitely talk about that. And we, of course, have some things lined up for story time. So let's get right into it. So on Monday night we did a normal run with some alts and some mains. Myself and Reneth Blade was tanking. And one of the things I wanted to ask Sevti was, what was it like healing us versus the main tanks? I mean, obviously they're a little bit more geared, and Ren died a lot. So, yeah, I wanted to get your perspective on some of the fights on normal.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I feel like the biggest thing for that particular group was that, you know, first of all, you guys had never really tanked those encounters, so we have to go through the initial learning curve of tanks positioning. And the other thing was, I was holy for that, so...
Wow.
You know, I felt like if I had been Disc, Ren wouldn't have died as much. I was like, because I use Clarity of Will, and I'm like super big bubbles on Ren would have probably helped, but because of our composition, I didn't want to step on toes or anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why, this is just a random question, but why is Holy so bad compared to Disc?
Okay, it's not that it's bad. It's actually, it can be really good, but the thing is that Disc starts out on top, and it's not hard to stay on top if you start on top.
There's sorry. There's so many innuendos that I can't even, like, the list just kept going. Oh my god. Sorry, my brain.
No, I'm right there with you. So,
yeah.
Yes. Bubbles. Bubbles are great. The thing is, the absorb is what gets used first.
Right. That makes sense.
If there's no damage because of the absorb, nobody else gets to get on the healing meter. So that's the thing about Disc. And Holy kind of has to work its way up from the bottom, and they're like kind of a neutered resto druid sometimes. But they're good.
Cool.
Yeah, disc is dirty. Like when I play my monk in Miss, you have a couple discs and you can't do any heals. Like it's just cheating.
It is, yeah. That's part of the reason why I've tried to go Holy on some fights, because I feel like, you know, it's not fun for other healers to be like, alright, so let's go to this next fight. Alright, it's going to be Sevlet, then Arculus, and then the rest of us.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a pretty shitty feeling, so...
Wow.
I got a question. Do you think it's better or worse than... Better or worse than in Miss? Like the whole disc issue? Like healing heals.
I think it's actually in a way worse, because at least in Mists you were using atonement healing and it was interesting that way. With Disc right now, it's just power shield. Power shield. Power shield? Is we can soul up? No, power shield. Like
wow.
Right.
Yeah. It's actually kind of boring is the other reason that I'm having fun with Holy, but...
Yeah, I thought Blizzard wanted to try to fix that issue, but I guess that failed.
Yeah, they kind of started to kind of, sort of, but didn't. No. They've never been able to really fix that, because, like I said, the absorb mechanic is just too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I know just... For me personally, because I was tank, and again, like you said, it was the first time that we kind of tanked those guys, and for me, it was really fun because I like tanking, and it was nice because I didn't have. And I said this to Brash the other day was, I didn't have Large and I didn't have Joel to kind of like baby me into learning the fights. So it was like basically me and Ren trying to learn how to do these fights on our own, and I found it really fun. It was really entertaining. That typing, and
Sorry.
no, it's fine. and yeah, it was just like really cool experience, and I hope to tank more. What? And I know you said that it was like different. Was it really harder, or was it just like because it's a completely different makeup, because you're dealing with a Death Knight and a Pally versus a warrior and a druid? What were maybe some of the differences that you saw were either better or worse in that makeup, Sevti?
I'm really not sure. With Ren, I mean, he died a lot.
He did. You did die a lot.
I guess in a way it was kind of like you were the equivalent of Largehorn and Ren was the equivalent of Arkham.
Oh.
And you were both, it was still kind of similar to heal, like you were each of those parallels.
Okay.
Like, there's not really a good way for me to explain it, but it was interesting.
No, I definitely take that as a compliment, being being up with Large, because I know we've talked about it before, where Large, that Joel dies a lot, not a lot, but he dies more often than Large does. So, no, that's cool. And I know Brash, because we've talked about it recently, so he probably remembers. But I know there was so we did Gruul. And it only took us 2 attempts, but the first attempt, something interesting happened with Brash. You want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah, where I was telling Rhuller, it's a DPS thing, but I basically charged in on the first attempt, and everything procced, and I procced Raging Blow. I counted it; it was like 8 times in a row off of itself, and it was one of the best pulls I've ever had, and it'll never happen again. And we wiped. Yeah.
You did like what, 60K off the pull?
I think it was 70.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah.
It's funny when you said it too, because I felt really bad, because I was like, oh, it was like I was trying to gauge the one mechanic, and that one mechanic is what killed us, and then we figured it out by the second pull. But like, yeah, you never will see that again.
I don't think that pull would have been a 42k pull like tonight. Tonight, I didn't really get a crazy Raging Blow proc, but I had like constant execute procs, which is, I basically was in execute phase the whole fight. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's intense. Yeah, and on Monday we killed Hans and Franz. It was a little messy because both Ren and I died. Ren died, and then I died right at the end. And so that was a little messy, but we got it. We also killed Flamebender. That was kind of a weird fight. It was kind of like all over the place, and like I kind of figured out what the mechanics were, but the wolves, just like the breath is just like OP. So I think we just need to learn to mitigate that better, so that we got that down. We tried Chromog, pretty much failed, because it was really difficult to gauge when the slams were happening. I know he just kind of stops and does nothing for a little bit, but for me it was just like dirt. I couldn't focus and get it right. And then we did Gruul.
That's where I like realized that I needed to be disc.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what was happening. It was just like sometimes we'd get out, but other times we wouldn't. I don't know. It was just like, and we were doing the stacks wrong. We were just derping a little bit, and so I would like to redo that fight and try to learn a little bit. But Chromog is kind of hard, so it's definitely a tank fight. Yeah, and so that was basically it. We did Gruul and we killed him in two attempts, and what I liked about it was even though it was a short raid, normally I'm kind of like, oh, let's keep going. It was kind of nice to have a short raid. I don't know about how you guys felt, but it was kind of nice to just kind of have a chill raid.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, you're just like, all right, let's go play. Now we're done playing. It's not like a job.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely nice.
Well, and you were tanking too, so that makes it always seem twice as long.
That's true. You definitely got more to pay attention to.
And you were raid leading somewhat, like you were calling stuff out and whatnot, which is, it's a lot of work. Like sometimes I can just mindlessly DPS, and it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. It was it's still fun, but yeah, there's definitely more that my brain is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So Tuesday we did 5 heroic bosses in one night, and that was the first time we did that. Basically, I just wanted to talk about Operator, and basically, it was interesting. Basically, right off the beginning, I noticed Sebti wasn't in our group, like with Large. And I was like, okay.
It felt so wrong.
It felt so wrong, exactly. And I was like, Large, switch Bella for Sebti? Question mark. And then he's like, well, we'll wipe this first poll and then we'll switch it. I'm like, okay. And then 6 wipes later, he finally just was like, oh, Joel's like, oh, we'll switch Sebti and Bella. And like, Large said, he was like, like my health was so much better sustained and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's why I said to switch it at the first poll. But so I know that fight is we've gotten like Sports and Arculus's kind of like perspective on it, but as Disc again, is it literally just like how hard is it to heal Large basically when we do the split? Because I know he's getting extra stacks and all that kind of stuff.
It can be pretty intense sometimes. I mean, like, I kind of have a rotation down for when we do the split. I drop my power bubble barrier thing, and I put some power shields on a bunch of other people to help out the other healers, and then I'm just, like, focused Large Horn all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I just pump out absorbs.
I remember one of the polls, it made me really, like, lol really loud, because I was like, it was one of the splits, I don't know if it was the kill split, or the kill, but you put down your bubble, and Large literally moved out of it, and like he was tanking the ads out of your bubble, and your bubble was just sitting there all alone, and I was like, oh my god.
My poor lonely bubble. It was probably, I think I saw that, and there was one of those little grabby bomb things near it.
Oh yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, remember back in a few pods ago, I said that Large was taking a ton of damage on the split, and like that was a thing or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that? Well, I guess only Sev knows, but Sev, is it harder to heal Joel with the 5 elites or the 15 little ads on Large on the other side?
I kind of okay. So the first attempts before Coho joined us and started healing, I believe I was holy. You can see a trend here. Not a good tank healer when I'm holy. So I didn't really know, like I didn't focus on Ark in that attempt, and so he died. And then Coho joined us, and suddenly there was like an incredible amount of healing on Arkham's side. So he wasn't hard for me to heal at all, but at the same time we had an extra healer over there. So I'm not really sure, but I think they're both probably about equivalently hard to heal.
Oh, okay.
Would just be my guess. I don't know.
Because the times that I was on Large's side, which has only been like 3 times, and like many weeks ago, Large was getting it seemed like he was getting wrecked. And on the other side, I mean, he's taking damage, but it's not as, because there's 15 little ads, I guess it's the way the damage comes out. It's just like slowly pecking down his health, but really consistent, you know? And maybe Joel's taking bigger chunks, but slower.
That could be. I mean, like I said, I only really had one attempt that it could have been the tank healer, and I wasn't.
Okay, right. Yeah, I just noticed based on the target of target, because I'm killing stuff, and I'm like, oh, someone's dying, so I pop something.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out too that when Septi came to our side, we got the kill. So I give props to Septi on that.
It's just right.
Septi's too pro. You need to be. I mean, as much as I love you here, and don't ever leave, please. That you could probably heal in like an elitist guild and be like top heals, and it would be no.
But it would be no fun. It's
no,
not
that's
the
true.
Monkies.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you have definitely the potential to be like up there.
No.
Yeah, don't.
Come on, you look at my rankings on Warcraft logs. I'm not that good.
Oh please.
All about those ranks. Confirmed.
I'm hardly ever above like 55%.
Have you rated like Molten Core with me, right? When I was on Ruck. Like you were healing on your shaman?
I don't think so. I didn't start until Burning Crusade.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm
Oh.
getting you confused with someone else. Okay.
I don't know. Kiwi was like my idol back in Burning Crusade.
Oh,
That's all I know.
that's funny because I say the same thing to Kiwi, and she's like, "Nah," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
I was like, when I grow up to being at level 70, I want to be just like you.
She's gonna hear that and then cry from happiness. Oh my gosh, Samjay loves me. Oh shit, that's
A
funny.
little known secret. It was me all along playing Kiwi. Oh, no,
You
no.
can't even handle Shaman, please.
Oh, I can't stand shaman actually.
Oh.
For anyone who doesn't know, Kiwi is my little sister, basically, who doesn't play anymore, but shaman healer.
Yeah, she's really fucking good.
I was in Canada briefly.
Really?
Yep.
When was that?
Long ago. I don't know if it was actually at the end of BC or sometime in Wrath, but I think it was probably Burning Crusade.
Yeah, we didn't play much Wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys left the year away.
Oh, yes, it was in Burning Crusade because I have this awesome screenshot of my shaman leveling with the scarlet gear, but the Canada tabard.
That's
Oh, my.
I
awesome.
recall.
That's
You need to
so
send me
awesome.
that picture.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
all
know
your
where it is.
screenshots.
I hope I can find it.
get all the screenshots back. Just that's what you need to do, Brash. You need to get everyone that you know that played in vanilla and just get them to send all of their screenshots to you.
Yeah.
So then maybe you appear in like 5 of them. And
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
because
Because I lost all mine, right? I
yeah.
lost all my vanilla and Burning Crusade ones. I have some from Wrath, and yeah, I'm sad about that.
Yeah, I'm missing a lot. You know, I think I saved my favorites, but I'm not sure where.
Yeah, I might have like 1 or 2 saved, but generally like none.
Cool. So let's move on to the meat, which is tonight. We got 2 new heroic kills, Orgorger and Chromog, and everyone calls it Chromag, but it's Chromog, people. Chromog. And there's an O. And so I wanted to talk about that. I know we talked about Orgorger heroic, our attempts in the last pod, but this time we got the kill. So I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about too much about the attempts, just about the kill, and kind of reflect on Brash's guess on how many people needed to be alive for us to get the kill. So,
Oh wow, did I quote something or what? I missed this.
well, Sports brought it up when we got the kill, and because Sports was like, Brash called it, and I was like, oh yeah, because you said actually that we took a guess. I said that we were gonna have 5 people dead. Sports said like, I don't know what he said. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Sports. And you said no, we're gonna have everybody alive. We're gonna
Weird.
probably
I
have
actually
to.
don't remember that.
I know.
I have a terrible memory.
So you did call it. We had everybody alive. So
Awesome. I guess I was right. I don't even like. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
grats, clappa.
That's me.
So on the kill, I noticed that it seemed really smooth. Like we had nobody dead, obviously, but nobody dead in that first part, and I had a feeling that okay, this is gonna be it. Because once we kind of get everybody alive past the second phase, it seems to go like really smooth and really quick, right? Because we're getting more damage out and stuff. What are the biggest struggles about healing this fight on heroic, Septi?
All right. I confess I kind of blanked out. We're talking about Orgorger. Right.
Worst guest ever. No, I'm just kidding.
Orgorger rocks. That's
Orgorger rocks. That's all you need to remember.
All right.
Yeah, Orgorger.
Okay. Well, I actually didn't do it a lot on normal. I think I only did a couple attempts. I don't think I even got a kill on normal. But the biggest difference is just that we had to actually stick together, and it was much less frustrating than normal because I could heal people instead of be like, oh, line of sight, line of sight, line of sight. Well, great. I don't know where anybody is because they're not next to me.
Just heal the people around you. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a perk, was that we actually had a strat that we followed and went places all together as a group.
Yeah, because I know Sports last week was talking about how that was like an issue, and he basically was like, if you're not near me, you ain't getting healing rain, you ain't getting heals, so GG. And I think I'm assuming that like almost all the healers feel that way as well. And I feel like I personally, because I had some issues where I would split off and kind of do my own thing. But this time I actually stayed with the group, and I didn't die, so that was nice.
Yeah, imagine that.
I know, right? Staying next to the healers. You won't die, kids. Make sure you're always, unless you're Brash, and where he could be across the map, still get heals because he's got every healer in his pocket. I don't.
Yeah, they just follow me.
Exactly.
Brash was out of line of sight for me on our kill, I think, and I was just like, well, if you go low, bye.
Oh.
Well, I remember
like one of the mechanics I hate the most. It makes me so angry.
line of sight.
Yes, just not like, oh, there's this little edge of a corner in the way, I can't see you. I'm like, motherfucker, stop it!
Yeah, there is some invisible corners in that room also.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
bull.
Yeah, in our little hallway that we're going up. Oh,
Oh, how was it? How was it when the melee were around the corner? What, you couldn't
not
even
target you. Couldn't target you. I
Yeah,
just
that
hope
was
smart
bad.
heals keep you alive.
And they did. For some reason, it was like full health the whole time.
Yay!
It was great.
Yeah, I tried to stay on the where the range was facing. I tried to stay on the right side of the boss, so then I didn't get caught up behind the corner and stuff, because I knew that out of all the people that were going to die in melee, it would be me. So I made sure that I was in line of sight
it's
as
always
much
a
as
rogue.
possible. It's funny, even being in group 1, it's like I still feel like sometimes I just don't get as many heals as like Brash does, and I'm just like, I have
Well,
to.
you can heal yourself, yo. We talked about this.
Oh.
You can heal yourself. I'm
I
just
do.
like I die.
He's got a point there.
It's
I
true.
am completely reliant on my healers, and they know it, and they love me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do have a lot of heals, and I feel like I should put Death Strike on a better button, but at the same time, I'm just like, just pop on my big heals and hope I live.
I am a high maintenance warrior. Just
Yeah,
heal,
no
heal me
shit.
all day.
Yeah. Cool. So line of sight is definitely the biggest issue for healers, clearly. What makes... Is there anything about this fight in a healing perspective that you like, that is good about this fight, or is it literally shit?
There is not a single thing I like about this fight as a healer. I like it more now, like I said, now that we have a strat. I don't hate it with every fiber of my being, but I do still dislike it.
Okay, cool.
Especially because, like I said about Disc and the power shield, I am so done putting power shield on everybody, so I just focus on healing the tanks. And you can see it in my performance. I'm just like, tanks are alive. I don't care.
Yeah, I can't imagine how exhausting it might be to just constantly be doing bubbles. Like you said, like yourself, it's like it can get really boring. And I know me, if I was healing and it was boring to heal, that's a problem. So, it's unfortunate, but
Yeah, you basically, like, every global cooldown, you forward somebody else. And
Oh, man.
then the next person. I'm like, nope.
That's like me on Blast Furnace. I was arms, and I spent the entire fight rending targets. Rend. It was brutal.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting 2-piece, and maybe eventually 4-piece would be nice. So because I think my tier might let me cast Prayer of Healing for AoE healing instead of just shielding everybody, and that'll at least help.
well, that would be nice. Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Is your 2 set or is your like tier sets really good for both specs, or is it mainly looking good for one or the other? Or?
It looks pretty good for both of them. I mean, a lot of people I've read are negative about the discipline one because they're so focused on power shield is the thing. But and I know for Holy, there's some talk about clipping our Prayer of Mending. So Prayer of Mending bounces from person to person, and it bounces like so many times. I don't remember exactly what the set bonus does, but they're afraid it's going to make them bounce over each other and overwrite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be an issue. That would
Maybe. Like it'll probably still be an overall gain in healing, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure. Cool. Is there anything that pops into your head that you want to talk about specifically about Aura Gorger, or are you guys pretty much good about your feels? Like, is there any? Like you said, Septi, you said that you like the strat. Is there anything that you would feel like would be even better, or do you really like this current setup? And same with Brash.
I think we've got pretty much the best strat we can possibly have for us right now, if we just focus on it and stick to it. I have heard about splitting the ranged group as a strat, and I think that might help us when we have so many people, because I think the line of sight gaming strat is more geared towards the smaller groups. I think it's, as a 20 plus person group, we could easily split the ranged, but at the same time that makes things more complicated and monkeys don't always do well with complicated. So
yeah,
I think we're doing all right, you know. I just hate that stupid hallway.
Yeah, you guys got to do the shuffle. Like, I would hate
yeah.
that.
That would drive me nuts. The shuffle. Anything specific from you, Brash, that you think we could improve on, or that any general comments?
All I know is, like, on the kill, I just, like, basically didn't use charge, and I just followed everyone around. And I did, like, not great damage. So yeah, I was kind of bored.
Yeah.
And my execute didn't pay off. Like, nothing procced very well. Like, just no.
Well, I assume it's really hard to proc anything off this fight because it's so, like, you're not doing anything for a lot of it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even, like, obviously, yeah, the parts where I'm not attacking, nothing's happening. But, like, at the end, I had everything up, and I popped everything, and I did, like not very good execute damage. Like, nothing crit or something. I was kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's so hard for warriors being so procky sometimes.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
So hard to be for sure.
Nice.
Oh, man. Cool. All right, so general consensus on Aura Gorger, it's a shitty fight, but our strat is good enough, and that's all that matters. We get the kill. Cool. So let's move on to the Chromog. Ba-dong. And actually, I just want to bring this up. I think it was you, Septi, that mentioned why he was ugly, and that was because he has no neck.
He's got a goiter.
He looks like he has like babies chilling in there, and that they're just gonna like pop out. That's what. Oh my god!
No.
Ad mechanic. Hello.
I don't like that.
Okay, wait, where are the babies chilling?
No.
You know, in his little like frog bubble, no chin.
Oh,
it makes me think of like spiders. Like,
oh god,
spiders.
no.
No. See,
Now it's
that's
bad.
what I saw.
No.
That's what I saw in my
No.
mind's eye.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I have some. I gotta write this down because I'm gonna forget. Because that reminds me of something that I want. That maybe I'll talk in after show. After show, my dream that I had last night. Okay. So, Chromog. Now we did some attempts like long ass time ago on heroic, and we got him down pretty low, and then from then on it was just bad. And then tonight we did really good, I think, for like how long it's been since we came back. One of the things I did want to mention is I know like a lot of people think that the majority of how well we were doing was because of the gear increase, and I'm sure it's true. But I think tonight we were all just really focused, more so than normal. I'm not sure why, but that's how I feel. And I know Arculus mentioned that we were all just moving better and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to mention that. Cool. So Chromog. Now, do you, I find this, I'm assuming that this fight would be just as boring as Dis, because you're literally like, there's not a lot of movement, so you're literally already doing nothing as a healer slash ranged, and basically you're just like probably just bubbling the tanks most of the time, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did spend most of my time tank healing, mostly because there were so many close calls with them. So I really tried to focus on them. Normally I would also like shield the melee and then move on to shielding range as possible, but and it wasn't as boring as it could have been because there is more movement to it, and that's one thing I do like as Disc is I'm very mobile, so I like to like strafe and dodge stuff. And
yeah, I always forget that there's the dodging mechanic, because I don't know why I always forget, because you guys actually move more than we do. You guys
we move a lot in that fight.
Yeah, you move forward and then out of the way of the like smash and the orbs and stuff. I'm just like so like dense in the corner where I'm like do, and I somehow still get hit by orbs. I don't even know, but it's like fucking annoying. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
poor Regoth. I think that's what got him with the orbs.
Oh, that was what got me, like one of the attempts where I just was like, Xanil died, and then I was like, lol, he probably shadow stepped. That's what I was thinking in my head. And then bubbles spawned on me, and because Brash made Regoth a Tauren, I couldn't see shit. So I was like, all the orbs spawned on us, and I'm like, oh, and then I just took all the damage and died. And I didn't have a heal.
It was actually Regoth whispered me. He's like, no, I whispered Regoth, and I was like, I can't ever see you as like a little elf, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it'll be easier as a cow. And then he actually took my form. Yeah, I thought he looked pretty good. I also want to say, I noticed there was no like blue healing rain at our feet. And Seb, I know you're not a shaman, but you got to make that happen, because like melee, we need those heals. Like, come on now.
All I do are yellow. I got the barrier.
Barrier all the time.
I want the blue. I know what the blue is. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do.
Yeah, it's actually, that's a good point. Like, how come we never have alien rain or anything on us? Like, what? Just realized. I think I saw like chain heal once, and I was like, oh, yay.
I think the melee don't take very much damage other than the raid wide, as long as we don't get hit by the stupid orbs, which are not too bad.
Unless 3 spawn on you and you take them all to the face. Like me.
No comment.
Yeah. Between avoiding the clap and avoiding the balls, the range just has a lot of problems.
I don't.
Oh. Once the melee don't get the dirty jobs.
I know. Oh my god. Can we just stop? Stop it. I can't compose myself. I'm too immature. I'm sorry. I am all about balls to my face. How did you know?
Just a guess.
Okay, sorry. Back on track, because even I'm getting off track here. So Large pointed out on this fight that we were actually cutting it pretty close to the enrage. We were 20 to 30 seconds off in rage. And so even though we did pretty well, even on the hands, I know there was a couple points where some healers like Voodoo and stuff were still getting slow time getting out and whatnot. We were cutting it pretty close, so this fight is probably harder than we think, because we did do it quite quickly. What are some of the some of the hardest things to do in this fight for you, Septi?
Well, probably avoiding that rippling thing he does, because he kind of sort of faces where he's going to throw it, but it's kind of really wide, and it's not like it's really strange and hard to see where it's going to really go, and so you have to dodge that, and then dodge the balls. That's not too bad. Really what it comes down to is keeping the tanks up, because you got to move away from that, and move away from that, and move away from that, and oh, there was a tank.
Well, yeah, like I said, when I was tanking this, even on normal, it's a very tank mechanic fight, and if the tanks aren't doing their job, they're gonna die. It's not even heals at that point, so
you practically have to roll your own cooldowns just because the healers are moving around like crazy.
Yeah, that's also an issue.
Well, one thing I noticed was from like a DPS perspective. I noticed you died, right, on that one attempt where you said you took the balls to the face. And I'm like, okay, so Ruler's dead. We're not going to be able to kill the hands in time to break out.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to wipe. And then that's exactly what happened. Like, I broke myself out. It was a little bit slower than normal. And I got over to the healers area, and they're all dead. And we wiped. So then after that point, I'm like, okay, we need basically everyone alive to get this kill. And I didn't realize we were that close to the enraged, so it was obviously true.
Yeah, I whispered Joel after that, and I was like, yeah, I died, and I do a ton of AoE on that fight, because I was hoping somebody would brez me for the hands, because I knew that I had the same feeling that we weren't going to get the hands out in time.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. I was going to call it, like, I was going to say something like, should we res Ruler? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't realize how much damage you're doing, but you're like number 3 in that fight consistently. It's like me, Day, and you.
Yeah, so definitely need the DPS. I think once our like mid-range DPS gets a little bit higher on the AoE, it'll be fine. Because I think that's one of the again, the hands seem to be the issue. Is that I don't know where you position yourself, Brash. I know you're normally somewhere in the middle-ish, but maybe we should split where, like, because you can leap, and I know you don't want to like maybe take somebody else's and whatnot, but
yeah,
maybe we should try and split a little bit farther away. Like maybe.
Well, where were you?
I was like in the front center-ish. I would literally move like 20 feet away from the hand and be kind of like in front center, basically.
Center. That's where I was tonight. Okay. Front center. I was trying to move over towards the ranged area, like where Day was, back corner, back right corner as you're looking towards the boss.
Okay.
And because I always noticed there was like one rune that was empty right in the middle of all of them, and I'm like, that's the perfect Bladestorm spot, but I could never get there. And then the one time I tried to kind of like push it a little bit, Rigoth was like at the same spot, and then he called me out and like, oh crap! And luckily I didn't get caught in anything, so I had my own rune. But yeah, it worked out okay.
Yeah, so that's probably one thing we could try and coordinate ourselves, is just to split up a little bit, just a little bit more, even like one rune over. You know, it would probably help distribute the our AoE damage more.
Oh, large! I tried that. I tried like heroic leaping or gliding or whatever, and I just died. It threw me up in the air and I was dead before I was even 2 feet off the ground.
Damn.
And I don't know if I died with a sword, but I don't think it would have helped.
I've been able to levitate myself to survival after not getting in a hand. Like, I just levitate at the last possible second, and I just float gently to the ground.
That's
oh,
OP.
really? I die before I even get thrown up in the air.
Wow.
I get down to like 10%, and my talent procs to keep me alive.
Oh,
and then I
okay.
float.
I might have not been full health too.
Yeah.
You got cheats.
Yep.
Preets.
Priest cheats.
Wow. I was gonna say preets cheats, but you're not a preet. You're a priest. Wow.
Priest.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm so hype right now, because I'm just like in a like super good mood that my brain is just a. So I apologize for being a shitty host, and I promise that I'm not this bad.
I apologize if I fall asleep. Like, it'll be no offense to you guys, but I worked 12 hours, and then I was like, raid.
Raid. Do you do that before every raid? You just go, raid.
Yes. I sit down here and I'm like, all right, bosses, y'all going down, motherfuckers. Just like that.
Only after you put it in your Batman onesie, though. Right?
Exactly.
Oh
Yep.
man, I want a fucking onesie so bad. Oh my god.
So awesome.
Okay, so Chromog, do either of you have anything like you want to any other comments, like maybe a better strat or anything like that for this boss, or is it just you think we're doing good enough?
Just dodge the balls.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Melee could get better at dodging balls. We
Yes.
like them in the face, but you're just
I
gotta cut it off sometime.
I agree. I take too many balls to the face. It's really annoying. I should just shapeshift and become a tiny little blood elf so no one can see me. But at least I might be able to not be
I thought
dirt.
you were going to shapeshift into something else.
Oh my.
I was really confused.
What did you think I was going to shapeshift into?
I wasn't sure. Something that it would be appropriate for balls to be on is what I was thinking. And then I was like, wait a minute, where's he going with this?
Wow, I
No,
think
tiny
Septi.
blood elf, I mean, maybe that works too.
I think Septi is actually a dirtier mind than me, which is really impressive.
I have my moments.
Wow. Wow.
I think the
that
best
comment.
I have is like Labor's Locket, become a female blood elf. Actually, wait, no,
Night
it's
elf.
male now.
Is it?
Night elf, yes, night elf. It's male.
It's
It still
male.
counts.
What?
Still counts.
It still counts. Oh, another thing. I was kind of like, I wasn't super butthurt or anything, but I was like, on the tier tokens, there's 2 tier tokens, and it was me and Cerisi that rolled the highest. Cerisi passed, and then I literally said nothing, and I was hoping that I would get the 3rd piece, because it's like, what if I get the 4th piece, and I would be OP? But then he gave it to Doko, and I was like, QQ, a little bit. A little bit.
Monkeys share the love.
I know. That's why I'm not like super butthurt, because we need to help the raid, not just ourselves. Promotional video. And I got that one-handed sword. I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted it, but I felt like if nobody else wanted it, I was just gonna take it. I don't think I'll ever do one-handed frost, but maybe. It's pretty shitty though. Did you guys get any fat loots tonight?
I rolled in a heroic helmet. I had a normal mode tier helmet, and I rolled a heroic.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sexy.
Yeah, that's sick.
I got those gloves we all argued about who was going to get, and I got shoulders off of a bonus roll, so that was exciting.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
That's
Did we
pretty
talk about loot so long that the rolls were gone? Like the
Yeah.
roll would...
That's
Wow.
why that's how Voodoo looted everything.
Right.
I don't even understand why that was so difficult. Like, I mean, I understand why, because everyone's like, oh, that was one of the things I wanted to say. It was part of my story time, but it's fine. Basically, Cerisi was like, it's a Canadian standoff where everyone's like is being nice and trying to pass it to each other, and it's like, oh, if it's better for you, oh, it's only a little bit better, you keep it. I was like, oh my god, this
Classic
is taking.
monkey.
I know.
Love it.
I know. It's great, but it's hilarious. It's top tier shit.
What I always do,
Yes, it is.
I just be a loot whore and I take everything, and then if I'm like, I'll inspect other people. I'm like, oh, they need it more, and then I'll just give it to them.
Yeah. I can see why like Joel gets annoyed when people don't roll for things that are an upgrade because they want to hold their rolls, but you gotta just roll, man. Just roll. Roll. That's all I can say.
Just roll Sword Warrior. Just rolling.
Just rolling. I really want.
Dog is rolling.
I-
alive.
We need to
Getting
get
early 2000 flashbacks of Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Yeah. I really want the Septi to like. We need a Septi soundboard, is what we need, and like we just like have somebody open bed and they just hit all these buttons and it's like all Septi and making all these
So
really bad
furry.
jokes, and like as soon as we enter the like Black Rock Foundry, it's just like a really loud welcome to Bubble Foundry, and it would just be fantastic.
Bubble time.
Bubbles every day.
Just don't say it too loud.
Stop. Bubble time. Bow, no, no, no. No. Bow, no.
Oh my.
Nice.
Cool. All right. So if we're all good on the consensus of Chromog, if there's no other comments, I think we'll just move on to wrapping up the main pod with story time.
What about Grull? What about the Grull? Rule. No?
Oh
Growl.
man, I did so much DPS on that fight. I was like, smite, powered. No, not powered. Shadow word, pain, holy fire, smite, penance. It was great.
That's exactly what I did. Exactly what I did.
I want that as a soundboard. Oh my god. This is my DPS rotation. Oh man. Oh, but Gruul. The reason I didn't want to talk about Gruul is because it's so bleh. Oh, because I have.
But that DPS, like top 5 was insane.
Yeah, we wrecked DPS on Gruul, and it was fantastic.
What did you do? You did like 38k.
I did some random number that I don't remember. I think
This
it was
is-
only. I think it was only 36. No, 37. No, it's 37. You're right.
30, that's like 5K higher than your best, like your previous best.
I think it's actually like 6K higher or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. And what were you at?
42.
Yeah, you did really fucking
That's
good.
insane. Yeah. I'm not gonna forget that for a while.
Yeah. Gruel was pretty good. How was that fight to heal? Or did you literally
I don't know,
DPS?
dude. I was DPSing.
Yeah. I don't blame you at all.
We had too many heals. We run into too many heals a lot.
Yeah, that's a thing that's been mentioned multiple times where we sometimes will take the extra healer over the DPS, which it helps in some fights, but I think in others that taking the DPS would be better, especially if we're
it's
doing
funny
normal.
Because when I was listening to the other podcast, even though I didn't finish it, and Sports was talking about how it's more fun to have the challenge, I was like, that's where the monkey theory of throw more healers at it until we win doesn't always work for everyone. Because
Yeah.
at some point we have like 3 healers that are like, must do all the healing. I don't trust anyone else to keep this person alive. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna keep him alive. And then the other 2 are like, oh, can I heal? Oh, okay. But how would I? Oh, okay, never mind. I'll just regen mana.
Yeah, I that's the thing is like I wish, like I know Joel wants to kill and wants to get the loot and stuff, but sometimes I just, who was I talking to? I'm gonna feel like an asshole because I totally forget who I was talking to. Oh, it was Day. It was Day, and we were talking about because I never, like, this is the first time I've really raided with Monkey, like this expansion. I never had the 10-man feel, and I know Brash really hates 10-man, but I would kill to have one day where it's like the 10 people, maybe like 12 or something, but I want to have a really small group and really feel that small groupness and like only have like 3 healers. And
Yeah, it's nice sometimes. I prefer the bigger raids because, I don't know, I just like them a lot. I like to share the love, but at the same time, it is nice to have the kind of tight-knit group feel where you can coordinate a little better, and it's definitely got its perks to be in a smaller group.
yeah, I just want to try it and like actually feel it because I just never got to experience it, and I think it would be a really cool thing to be a part of. I mean, I'm assuming I would be a part of it, but I mean, I could not be. But that's one thing I would like to try at some point, is a really tight-knit grip, maybe even like something coordinated off day and on an off day or something.
We should set up a raid, a competitive raid night where we have 2 10-man groups that run parallel and see how fast we can each do it.
Oh my god, that's
Fewer
amazing.
wipes.
Large.
That
We
would
did
be
that with-
awesome.
We did heroic runs in Monkey Business in, I think, late Burning Crusade. It was awesome. That's like one of my favorite memories of Monkey Business. Because, oh, it was great.
I have one request though. We all have to be in the same vent channel.
Oh,
Make it an
that would-
absolute gog show.
That would be ridiculous. Oh my god.
Because that's the thing I don't like about small raids is you have 10 people and you lose some of those personalities. Yeah, I don't know. I like having all the peoples.
I agree.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Large, you and Joel would have to be like team captains essentially, and you have to like / roll to see who goes to picks first, and then
Oh
you
my
pick.
god, that would be so fun.
And then, but the thing is, obviously, we need to have off tanks for both sides. So it would have to be. I would probably have to give up my DPS spot to be a tank, which I would be okay with, because I like to tank. And then somebody would have to do the same for Joel, and which we could probably do because Renoff tanks, Regoth can tank, Brisket can tank. There's tons of tanks, so I think it would be amazing. I think that would be so much fun, and plus it would bring it would really, I think, bring some spark back to some people in the guild that may feel kind of maybe not like bored, but maybe insignificant. I think it would really
Yeah.
help bring that up.
I think that's why we were doing the heroic runs back in Burning Crusade, was to try to get people more involved and feel like they were personally mattering to the group. It was so much fun. I remember we did, God, what dungeon was it? With Murmur, the last boss, and Kuros was just like, "Alright guys, let's go!" And he was like, he had like a pirate accent. I can't remember what he was saying, but it was so funny. And we were all talking like pirates, and just running in. It was great.
That's awesome. We have a Joel, which is new. We have never had a Joel, so this is interesting.
Oh, and I will say, in defense of running more healers, because he just brought that up, it's good to a degree, because when we're first starting a fight, we do need to live long enough to get practice in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, we're gonna mess up, and we need to be able to heal through the messes up so that we can figure out what it's like to not mess up.
Yeah.
So it's a fine balance that's hard to find.
Oh yeah, and Joel does a good job of knowing when to add a healer and stuff. It's just yeah, for the normal we could have like really cut down. We could probably have only done 3 healers and would have been good. That would have been interesting. Using Twitch app on your phone. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, with the fights like Chromog though now, we're like, if you don't have the DPS, you won't even make it to the next phase because you won't get out of the hands. Like in this tier specifically, that's been really an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand. Obviously, I mean, I raided with Kuros and stuff back in the day, so I know how it goes.
Oh my god, derail. Anyways, so okay, cool. I think we're done on Chromog. We got a little off topic there a little bit, but we'll just I think we'll just wrap up this main pod with some story time. And if either of you, I know, excluding Brash, just never mind. Just 17.
Don't even ask.
Don't even ask. If you remember any funny moments from tonight, feel free to talk about them. I have 2 that I have written down. The first one is, I gotta check my stream and see who actually pulled. But we were doing trash on Gruul and we pulled the boss somehow, and I apparently did the most damage, which makes sense because A, I was AoEing, 2, I actually targeted him and did some single target damage. I don't know why, but I did. And then I was like, oh, Xandil probably just shadow stepped, and nobody laughed. And I was like, and Joel, I don't know why. It's like he said he knew I was joking, but he came off as like I wasn't joking. I was like, it was a joke. I'm sorry. Like, it was very strange. And then, but Xandil, who's the Windmass, by the way, said that I shadow stepped, and I kind of thought that was funny. So that was that scenario. But the really funny one, I think, is when Large was like, oh, well, first he was trying to hit tried to get the ore on the top of the roof, and couldn't. And then the boss like came out of the second phase, and the boss was like all over the fucking place. It was like, pfft, and went to Large way off in the corner. And then he's like, oh, here's a great idea. I'm going to see if I can take an strike to the face. And then he died. And that was a gooder, I think.
Good learning experience. It was nice to test the limits there.
Not enough cooldowns. Yeah. We know what happened. You just went kersplat. So that's.
Oh, I remember a story.
Oh my god! Mark it on the calendar. Mark it on the calendar, everybody. Brash remembered one thing. Oh, praise the Lord.
Seriously, okay. So it's a really short one, but it was like on Monday or something. We had just killed Hands and Friends, and we were like going to Flamebender, and he typed in chat something like Twin Arnolds, like we just killed Twin Arnolds, and I seriously laughed my ass off. I had to mute my mic and stuff. I laughed my ass off for like 20 minutes over it. I had no idea why. It just hit a chord. Sometimes stuff just hits a chord. I wanted to cue up my laugh, but like someone was talking strat, so I couldn't. But it was awesome.
Oh, that's good. A warrior.
Yes.
The warrior. The only thing. Hey, Windmask, pop in the GIF right now. Do the GIF. You know the GIF. Anyways. Advanced tactics. Advanced warrior tactics. Everyone check out the GIF once it's been posted. Cool. So that's it for the main pod. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you want to stick around, we're going to do some after show. Hopefully Sept doesn't fall asleep. And
Try really hard.
we can always cut it short if we have to. This main pod was actually an hour, so that's longer than normal, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to do some plugs now. If you want to check out our previous podcasts, Kill Vids, you can check out Rhuller Space Gaming, search it in YouTube, and that's my channel there. I also have an add-on tutorial for some people that it could be useful. You can check that out. You can check out Brashear Wow, one word, for other perspectives on Kill Vids, and also some other interesting tutorials. And you can check out my Twitter at Rhuller SRL. I post the pods there. I do some updates on when I'm going to be streaming, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for my plugging. So thanks you guys so much for watching, and if you care to stick around, please do for the after show. And we have a secret guest that's been secretly with us this entire time. So